Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm going to make this privacy wall underneath our deck for our patio. Let's get started. We wanted a way to spruce up the space underneath our standard issue 14 by 14 deck. So we thought maybe a privacy wall. We settled on this alternating pattern of 5 1/4 and 3 1/4 boards. To contrast the black posts, we thought we'd go some sort of warm color like a rust or a brown, but we later changed our mind. We're going to put these standoffs on the bottom of these posts to keep a little bit of moisture off. This is some kind of newfangled thing I don't understand. Why do they got to reinvent the wheel? So part of this is a waiting game. The stain we got says to let the boards dry out for 5 to 6 days until the moisture content gets below 15%. So I'm gonna get done what I can today, and then I'm gonna wait a week. And the blade is not enough to get through there. So, probably not the right way to do it. I hate this part. There's nothing satisfying about this. I hate it. Alright, I better go get a chisel and pretend I know how to use a chisel. This is one of my crappy chisels that I use for stuff like this. And I say it's a crappy chisel because that makes it sound like I have good chisels, which I don't. So I guess this is also my good chisel. This is my chisel. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is not fine woodworking. This is adequate woodworking. You know, the TV shows, they lead you to believe that everything that's ever done is super meticulous. And we kind of had that stuck in our heads. And when we were having this house built, we'd come over every day to check progress and see what got done. We cut so many corners and fix things with spackle and putty and shims that makes you realize you don't need to get bogged down in the details. Sometimes you just need to get it done, as long as the end result makes you happy. So yeah, adequate woodworking. You here to help? Alright, I know I said I wasn't supposed to paint this. I was supposed to let it dry or whatever. The wood, let it dry. But this face right here is gonna be so close to the house that I'm not gonna be able to get the stain on it once it's up. So stain this one side now, let the other 3 sides dry. Let those be the ones where the moisture can escape. Plus, I'd rather paint a horizontal surface than a vertical surface. Okay, my next step is to put these 2x2s, 1.5s by 1.5s, onto here. I'm gonna screw them in, and then these boards, which will run horizontal, need to be, I know it's not horizontal right now, I'm just doing this for spacing, but I want a little bit of a setback here. These will be stained a different color, but I want a setback. And we haven't determined that yet, but I'm thinking something like that. About that wide, whatever wide that is, that's about how wide. So that just gives me an idea of where I gotta put these. That'll give us the look we're after. Okay, I'm getting ready to start installing those horizontal boards, and our plan says that it's 104 inches down from the top is where this first one's gonna sit. So we'll get a little bit of a gap underneath so we can like blow leaves out, or I don't know, let small critters have passage. So I put a clamp here So the top of this clamp is 104 inches down from where the last one on the top is going to end up. My wife has decided that the space between boards is going to be thickness of a pencil. So I got some pencils and I'll be using those as spacers. So I'm going to cut my first board and I'm going to get it level side to side here, across side to side. Put another clamp on that side, set the board in place, make sure it's all level. Once I screw that in, then it's just going to be cutting them and filling the space with pencils in between. Good color?
I like it.
Boom, level. Let's see what we think. Let's take a step back and look at the very beginning. Well, it doesn't look level. It doesn't look level at all. It looks like it's rising up that way, but I wonder if it's the slope of the patio. I bet we got slope of patio and level. Level. Much slope. Much slope. Level. Cool. Now you won't see this because we're going to put like a couch in front of it or something. How about a little check-in? Maybe it's sweat. Maybe it's rain. Maybe it's Maybelline. It's rain and sweat. No Maybelline. Check it out. That bottom part's still messing with me because of the slope of the patio, but I'll just have to learn to live with it. But otherwise, it is a monotonous, slow-going process of measure, cut, level, screw it in. Measure, cut, check for level, screw it in. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way up. What do you think?
Like it. Love it.
We are in the home stretch. Almost done. You know what would have been cool is a time lapse, but I'm just some small time dude on YouTube. I don't have big YouTube money for big SD cards for time lapse, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it that happened. That's what I got left. See that little bit right there? Unintended benefit we didn't see coming. Check this out. Oh, this shade right here. We're gonna get to use the patio more often because we have all this shade now. A lot cooler down here. Ooh, this one's dicey.
Can we put pencil?
Can you get up there?
Tippy-toes!
All right, how's it look side to side? Looking good?
Looks good.
It's not just good.
So good.
That's not how it goes. It's not just good, it's good enough.
No, I have a brain.
It's not just good, it's so good. So good. Ugh. I think I got sawdust in my eye.
Oh, fantastic.
You know why? I was not wearing these safety glasses.
That I know.
Norm! To say we're pleased with the finished product would be an understatement. What started out as a privacy wall, we called it a privacy wall, but really it ended up just being a wall to define the space, create like an outdoor room This was a fun project, pretty straightforward. Took us about 2 weeks on and off. We didn't do it at the right time because lumber was really expensive when we did this, so I wouldn't say it's a cheap project. It's probably cheaper now than when we did it. I'm really glad that we went with the light gray to contrast with the black rather than the richer, warmer tones. Being out in nature, there's plenty of warmth and brightness around us, so to keep this in our color palette, to keep this in our vibe, makes a lot of sense. And we can swap out things like pillows and maybe put some artwork up there to bring in some color. It's an area we hang out in. We spend time down there just enjoying the evening, enjoying the shade, read a book, have a beer. Thanks for watching, and catch me next time when I'm going to make